everybody, and welcome to the Paine Art Center and Arboretum. Today we're celebrating Arbor Day in the city of Oshkosh, and we're happy that you're all here to attend. We've got a lot of dignitaries in the crowd, and I'll introduce them after a little while, but we thought since all you guys came, we'd work on planting a tree with you today. And actually the Oshkosh Garden Club is assisting in funding the purchase of this swamp white oak, which we're going to plant here today. And we already prepared the hole so that you guys wouldn't have to get too dirty. So what we did is the Arboretum staff purchased a swamp white oak, and it's actually in a container that we call ball and burlap. So what we do is, when we move a tree from the nursery, a tree spade will dig it, and then the nurserymen will put a burlap wrap around it and a wire basket, which you can probably see. And they'll tie it all up real tight for transportation so that we can get it from the nursery to this location. And then we take it all apart, put it in the ground, and once we get it planted, we're hoping that it's going to live here for 100 years maybe. So to kind of kick off the program today, we would like to formally proclaim today as Arbor Day in the city of Oshkosh. And we have Council Member Cummings here. Or I'm sorry, Mayor Cummings was not able to make it, so Council Member Herman will do the proclamation for us today. So I'll hand this out to you, Steve.
All right, you have the proclamation now, right, Bill?
Don't step on any plants.
Oh, no, we don't want to step on any plants. First off, on behalf of the city of Oshkosh, we'd like to thank everybody for coming. Thank the Paine for inviting us, as always. And Councilmember Pansky's over here to my left. And I see the Mayor of Menashe is here, Mayor Merks. Welcome. WPS, I always forget your name, but we've introduced. And again, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks to kids. What school are you from again?
Martin Luther.
Martin Luther. All right, you get to walk here all the way, right? Yeah, no riding bikes, no taking the bus, right? Okay, I'm going to read a proclamation claiming today as, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with planting of more than 1 million trees in the state of Nebraska, and Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and world. Whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife, and whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products, and whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas Oshkosh has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation for the 34th consecutive year. Now, therefore, I, Steve Herman, council member of the city of Oshkosh, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, April 30th, 2015, is Arbor Day in the city of Oshkosh, and urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support our city with urban forestry programs. Dated April 30th, 2015, Steve Herman, City Council Member, City of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So thank you all for coming out today on Arbor Day in the city of Oshkosh.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. One of the things that we always do before we plant a tree is we have Digger's Hotline do a utility locate. And so we have Mr. Kirschmeyer from Wisconsin Public Service who could probably say a few words about that. And I think he also has some seedlings to distribute.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Yeah, it's very important when you're going to plant a tree in your yard. In this day and age where there's so many underground utilities, not only electricity, gas, there could be cable. Before you plant a tree in your yard, you always want to call a Digger's Hotline, and it's a real easy number to remember. It's 811, and if you give them 3 days notice, they'll come out and how many of you have seen those little flags in the ground? Little orange, blue, yep. They'll put those little flags in the ground, and then you can choose your spot where you want to plant your tree. So it's really important that you do that. It's a good safety measure prior to putting a tree in the ground. So I think that's important for you guys to know.
You have some seedlings too?
Oh yeah, we do. It's our 20th year of receiving the Tree Line Award from the Arbor Day Foundation, and we've brought out some seedlings. We have, and Jess, my helper here, she's with WPS. She's going to hand out seedlings to you guys. We have chokecherry, we've got lilac, we've got elderberry, and we've got red osier dogwood. And everybody can take one home and plant it, and you'll have a nice little tree in your yard. So there you go. Thank you.
And we don't want to plant those under the power lines, right?
These are actually power line friendly trees.
Okay, well, perfect. So
They will only mature about 12 to 15 feet.
okay, very good. Thank you, Greg. So with that, I think, I know you guys don't have a lot of time with us right now, so we thought we'd get on with the tree planting. So I brought with me one of my assistants from the City of Oshkosh Forestry Department, Travis, and he'll work with us on planting the tree. So as I mentioned, the first thing we did was kind of get the tree here. For example, we have a big cart that we had to wheel it in here because it's quite heavy. It's probably maybe a couple 100 pounds or so. So we got it over to the location. We looked at how deep of a hole we needed to dig for it. So they began to take it apart, and the first thing they do is try to identify what the proper depth in the hole would be. So they've kind of cleared away a lot of the soil on the top of the ball to identify where the root flare is. Normally, if a tree is growing in the woods, you'll have a real nice wide portion or flare at the base of the trunk, which will show you where the proper depth of planting is. A lot of times in nurseries, they'll till soil around it, and it kind of builds up along the trunk. And so we want to make sure that we get it in the correct height, because if it gets planted too deep, the tree won't do very well and actually won't grow. So they've taken it apart to establish where the flare is. Right now, Travis is just double checking to make sure the hole is the correct depth. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there's a wire basket around. And so prior to you guys getting here, he cut away the wire basket. And so we always take all that off of there, just because any of the burlap or the basket can actually impede the growth of the tree's root system. So we'll take all that apart. So I guess we'll kind of work together a little bit to do that. We'll see if we can knock out the cameraman. Swamp white oak. So we work together on this. It's usually good to have a helper. Okay, you think that worked out okay? He kept the basket on to, so the root ball didn't fall completely apart. Some soils will, once you take the basket and burlap off, they'll kind of, all the sand and soil will kind of break away. So he'll finish up taking off the basket. Okay, so now they're kind of backfilling it. So it looks like they got the depth perfect. And this is an area here that they had an existing tree. You guys may be able to see the stump here. So a lot of times when we remove a tree anywhere, we like to, get a replacement in there so that, we keep the canopy overhead nice. This is an arboretum, of course, so we've got a variety of different trees here, which you guys will see as well. So, this tree will kind of fill the void. You notice there's a tree there that's not in very good condition anymore, so they'll be taking that one out eventually. So the nice thing about it is they'll have another tree to kind of take its place. So Sheila's the grounds manager here at the Paine, so we're hoping that she doesn't change her mind about the location of this tree. Or at least if she does after we leave. So. But yeah, we move trees around quite a bit. So a couple different methods that we use are a bare root tree, which is basically a tree that size or a little smaller that doesn't have any soil around it. And in those we move in the spring. We want to keep them moist and cool, and they do very well. The ball and burlap system is kind of convenient for us, but it requires a little more work. You can also purchase trees in pots as well. Some of the seedlings that you guys have gotten today or will get, work very well too. They're a lot easier to handle. And you can dig a much smaller hole and get those installed too. So hopefully you guys will find homes for those later on when you get back to your place, and ask Mom and Dad about it. Make sure you can plant it first. And okay, does anybody have any questions, comments? Yes? You won't have swamp white oak, but I forget most of them are shrubs that you had, correct, Greg?
Low growing species of trees.
Okay, lower growing species of trees. So they'll probably tell you what they are. Are they labeled or?
Yep, but they're going to flower nicely and put berries that animals are going to eat on them, so they're really nice trees.
Anybody else?
Yeah, question from Jeff. He said,
Yes.
Does the deer rub that bark off?
I don't think that was a deer rub. Hopefully there won't be any deer in here. I don't. Do you have deer? Okay. But this is what we call exfoliating bark. So it does kind of look like it's coming off, but there's several species that are like that. But yeah, we do have issues with deer in some areas of our city where they'll come in and it's usually the trees that are the really nice ones that they'll take their horns and or antlers and scrape them up and do some damage to the trees. So if you live in a rural area, it's especially a problem. So we'll often put wire around the trees for a while, cage, so to speak, so that we can kind of protect them from the animals for a little while. Rabbits can kind of chew on them as well, so they like crab apples and some of the fruiting trees quite a bit. So oftentimes we'll try to protect them because usually when they're young, if the rabbits girdle up the tree, that'll kill them fairly quickly. So we like to take precautions. Expect you're going to have a little bit of varmint damage. And yes, sir.
How long might we have for the time before we have to get the tree planted? Because we have construction at our house so far, and we still need to find a spot for the tree.
Okay, that's a great question. What you can do temporarily is if you have a little garden bed, you can put it in there for a short time, or you can even pot it up until your construction work is done at home. And then when that's all complete, you can plant it. So potting them up works good. You just want to keep them watered. If you put it temporarily in your garden, dig it up later or pot it, that works fine. We do that quite a bit too.
We've got a mini greenhouse in the house, so we probably will end up putting it next to our tree, a tropical one.
Okay, that sounds cool. So we got one gentleman has a home for it already, almost. So
Yeah, not outside, but at least in the house.
okay. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
How deep do you have to dig a hole for those kind of trees?
Those aren't too big, but let's
pull one out and look.
pull one of those bad boys out of there, Greg, and we'll take a look at it.
So we have some sawdust and some water in here to keep it moist. But if you look, here's a lilac tree, and you can see that. Can you hold that for a second, please? You can see that the trunk, pretty much as Bill was talking about the root flare and how they want that just above the soil. So right about there is where you want to plant it, and you can see how deep you're going to have to dig it for those roots, right? So maybe on this one's probably 8 or 10 inches that you're going to have to dig down in. And then again, like Bill talked about, the most important thing with these little ones is you're going to have to keep them watered regularly. Maybe once a week go out there and water them. I think the easiest thing to do is get a milk jug, like a gallon milk jug, and poke some holes in the bottom of it. and then set that next to the tree and fill it up with water, because then it'll soak in nicely around the tree, and the tree will definitely have more chance of success if you do it that way. Okay? Excellent.
All right.
Here is your tree.
So now you know exactly how deep to plant yours.
Yeah,
So
you know yours, right?
you're going to have to, work with everybody else, on how deep they should plant theirs. In fact, you could probably, help everybody plant, don't you think? Or
Each one of these trees has a card that comes with it that describes what you're getting and how big it's going to get. Like the lilac's going to get about 12 to 15 feet tall. It's going to be about 10 to 12 feet wide when it's fully grown. It likes full sun. If you want it to really flower nice, you have to put it in full sun. And it's kind of a guess at what color it's going to be because it's a common lilac. It could be white, it could be pink, it could be purple. Okay?
Okay, thanks everybody for coming. We're going to continue with our award presentations too for Tree City and Tree Line USA and Tree Campus USA and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for coming. Good luck with your trees. All right, the mayor is here. So well, Councilmember Herman stepped in and read the proclamation, and he knew it by heart. Okay.
There's no reason to read it a second time.
Okay. Did you have some words?
I think you did a great job.
Okay. All right.
And I've got some trees I have to plant at home too. So.
Okay. Well, you should have grabbed some of these kids. They could probably help
No,
you. So.
They look very strong compared to me.
Yeah. Okay. With that, I guess we'll take it over to Wisconsin DNR. Trace Salisbury is here today, and she'll do the presentation of the awards today.
Well, on behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation and the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, I'm honored to present the City of Oshkosh with their 2014 Tree City USA Award. This is the 34th year that Oshkosh has been a Tree City, and this is a national award, so communities all across the United States can qualify for Tree City. There are 195 Tree Cities this year, so congratulations and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And then the next award we have is for Tree Campus.
Which way am I going with the
Yeah. And this is a special year for Tree Campus.
What about
So-
the rest of you guys?
Yes, everybody's being shy today.
I feel bad that we're tromping on plants.
These things will come back every year no matter what.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
All right. There you go.
I'll
Hold
Perfect.
that down there.
So on behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation and the Wisconsin DNR, I'm honored to present UW Oshkosh with your Tree Campus USA Award. This is the 5th year, so that's why you get the really pretty banner. And there's not that many tree campuses, so I'm really excited that UW Oshkosh is a tree campus. I want to say there's 5 or 6 in the state. I want to say 5. There's 5 this year. I think the highest we've had is maybe 6. So congratulations, you guys, and keep up the good work. The campus needs to meet 5 standards to be a tree campus. They need to do kind of an Arbor Day celebration. They need to do a service project learning event. They need to have a management plan for their trees on campus. And UW Oshkosh has done that for the last 5 years, and I just want to say congratulations and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. And now I'm going to turn this over to Jeff Troy, who's going to present Tree Line USA.
Hello, my name is Jeff Troy, and I'm here to present 2 Tree Line USA awards today, one to American Transmission Company and one to Wisconsin Public Service, who have both been sponsors of this Arbor Day event for some time. So thank you for being here, and thank you for all you do to preserve trees. The Tree Line USA Award is a little bit different. It's similar to the Tree City USA Award, But to earn the Tree Line USA Award, a utility has to meet 5 requirements. They have to have a quality tree care program, which means they have to prune trees according to the industry standards and follow construction practices to preserve the root systems of trees and to preserve trees in general. They have to have annual worker training in order to be able to perform to those standards. They have to have a community tree planting and public education program. They have to have a tree-based energy conservation program and an Arbor Day observance, so usually with another community or organization, such as what we have here today. But ATC has been Tree Line USA Award winner for the last 6 years. And I'd like to congratulate you and ask you to keep doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you remember all those things I said about the Tree Line USA Award that ATC was just presented to.
Could you repeat those again?
They have a really wonderful website, the National Arbor Day Foundation, who has created this program. So welcome, Wisconsin Public Service too, and congratulations. Wisconsin Public Service has programs to meet all those different criteria as well. But one thing I'd like to mention about Wisconsin Public Service is that they have been a tree line utility for the last 20 years. And they were one of the first utility companies to receive this recognition. So congratulations on the longevity of your awards, and I have a special plaque for you as well for the 20-year. Thank you. Very good. So this is your 20-year award for the Tree Line USA, and it says Arbor Day Foundation presented to Wisconsin Public Service in recognition of 20 years of commitment to Tree Line USA standards of excellence. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Let Carmen get a picture here quick.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do one more if you guys can all scoot together. Greg, hold the plaque. Very nice. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
And at this time, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Don Merges, the mayor of Menasha, who's going to present ATC with another award.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here today to present this Innovations in Urban, if I can get this right, Innovations in Urban Forestry Award to ATC. It's a really special award to me, and I hope to ATC as well. We all know that trees and power lines don't often go together very well, and the easy thing to do is just to ban trees and power lines, and instead ATC went forward and did an educational program and actually helped us plant trees throughout our communities, but the right trees for the right power lines. And knowing how much that helped us with our own utility and developing the programs and other things to make sure we were planting the right trees in the right place is very helpful, and I hope it helped throughout the state of Wisconsin as well. Another little note, this award that we're presenting this morning is made on urban wood. This is wood from street trees or park trees throughout our communities, and it's been recycled into these great awards. So not only is it very beautiful, it's very practical as well. So I'd like to congratulate ATC and thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our program for today, and we want to make sure that everybody has a happy Arbor Day, and we sure really appreciate all the participation from all of our partners. I guess I'll run down the list. Certainly the Paine Art Center Arboretum has been an excellent partner for us here in Oshkosh. They've opened up their site to us and the children over the last couple days to show them, things about trees and educate, the kids about trees. So I think that's a really huge contribution to our community, and so I'd like to, thank them especially. The public service, they've also been, really, good advocate for, working with the Paine and us here in the city. ATC has done some great things here in our community, so we're really excited to, have them, working alongside us on a lot of our street tree work and helping us make things, within our infrastructure work really well. UW Oshkosh also has been a great partner. I think with their participation in the Tree Campus USA program, it's kind of helped tie everything together so that we're not just talking about city forestry, but we're talking about community forestry, which is very, very huge, and I think we can look at it as an ecosystem rather than just parcels of trees throughout the city. Wisconsin DNR, of course, has always been a very good partner with us as well, in their participation in these awards presentations, as well as helping give us information about issues within the state and within our communities and how we can do things better, and helping us partner with other organizations and working with us on grant possibilities here also, and trying to achieve more than we have in the past. So I appreciate the council members' participation here. The Urban Forestry Council, which is a statewide organization, who's participated, at a high level with us as well. Have filtered down a lot of information statewide to us as community foresters, and we really appreciate their advocacy. And Mayor and Council, again, thank you for your support. It's been terrific working with everybody, and it's nice to know that we have folks within our community leadership who are supporting of our program here in the city and help us achieve great things. So my hat's off to all of you. Thank you, and have a great day and a great Arbor Day.